We'll get started in a second. Let a couple people get up in here. Shalom Israel, Yahba Hashem Yahushua Barakathum to the brothers, Yahushua Alathun by Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala, the ISBK, under Commander General Yohana in the Northern California region. And this is another Tuesday night Brotherhood class. So in the wake of so-called Black History Month, I titled this class, The Bible is Black History, or something of that sort. And basically, we're going to be getting into these scriptures and seeing Black culture in the Bible. You understand? Now, Christianity has taught Black people that this book is for everybody, when you actually go into these scriptures, it's contrary to what everybody else believes. You understand? And the things that Black people do today, how we wear our hair, you understand, how we decorate ourselves as far as clothes, jewelry, you understand, all of this stuff can be found in the scriptures, as well as what we eat. You know what I'm saying? So in fact, let's get into it. Go to the book of Daniel. Understand? Me and my cousin was having a conversation earlier, and he pointed out, which was so true, that a lot of people that claim to be Christians or believe in the Bible, they'll tell you that God don't have a color, Jesus don't have a color, so forth and so on. You understand? Which that couldn't be further from the truth. Go to the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel, we'll go to Daniel chapter 5 and verse 6. The book of Daniel chapter 5 and verse, also like it, that ain't what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Daniel 10. Now, we go to Daniel, the 7th chapter first. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9. Chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Now, this is Daniel. The Lord showed him a vision. You understand? And when it said he beheld till the thrones was cast down, in this vision, Daniel seen all of the kingdoms of heaven. You understand? I mean, not of heaven, but the kingdoms of the earth. He's seen all of these kingdoms perish. He's seen all of these kingdoms destroyed. That's why it says he beheld till the the thrones were cast down. You understand? These rulerships, they was destroyed. You understand? By the world, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his name is Yahushua Mashiach in the Hebrew. You understand? Of course, with the order coming down from the Most High God. So Daniel see this vision, and he's seen that the thrones of the earth, or the kingdoms that reigned on planet Earth, he watched them all be cast down. You understand? It says, and the Ancient of Days did sit. That Ancient of Days is talking about the Most High God, or the Most High Power. You understand? Or Yahweh in the Hebrew. And the reason why he's called the Ancient of Days, because he's older than days itself. You understand? He created the concept of having days, weeks, months, years, hours, seconds, etc. Right? Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. You understand? Now, this is a being who has a body because he got a garment on. And it said his garment was white as snow. You understand? And that his garment being white is a symbolic thing in the Lord being pure. Because when you actually look up the definition of the word white, you understand, it means pure, unblemished, so forth and so on. This is why Edomites, you understand, call themselves white. You understand, because they're pushing to the world, you understand, which the world doesn't really understand what white people mean when they say they're white. You understand? When they call themselves white, they basically saying we better than you, we pure, you dirty, you tainted. You understand? You are unworthy to be able to be called a pure people. That's why these Caucasians call themselves white. You understand? But the Lord having a white garment on, because that white garment is the word white means pure, holy. You understand? He's clothed in a holy garment. You understand? Without a blemish on it, right? Reading on. It says, and the head of his hairs like the pure wool. You understand? Now, wool comes in many different colors. You understand? You can see a sheep with brown hair. You understand? You can see a sheep with white hair. You can see a sheep with black hair. But the texture of wool is a very coarse and thick texture. You understand? Exactly like the hair on top of my head. You understand? Which we all know that only one nation of people has that hair texture, and it's so-called black people. You understand? Africans don't have the same texture of hair as so-called Judites and West Indians. Sloggy, not so-called Judites, but so-called African Americans, but biblically called Judites, or so-called Jamaicans, so-called West Indians who are from the tribe of Benjamin. You understand? So forth and so on. They don't have the hair texture and of Africans. You understand? Our hair is very different than theirs. You understand? They're not able to really grow big afros. You understand? Like how we have, right? But it says his garment was white. You understand? And his hair was like the pure wool, meaning God, the Most High. You understand? This is not even talking about Christ. This is talking about the Most High God. The Most High God had the hair of a nigga. You understand? Reading on. His throne was like the fiery flame. You understand? And his wheels as burning fire. You understand? Y'all Shamar Lataba Shemal Shah, sis. The water for tapping in. I appreciate you, sis. You understand? It said, read that again. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Nigga, the Lord is sitting in heaven on a chariot, nigga, on foals. You feel me? He got big wheels, nigga. That's black culture right there. When you look at niggas from the South, when you look at brothers out here on the West Coast, what we do when we get some money, we put big rims on our cars. You understand? And that's spiritual in us having the same spirit as the Most High God, right? I'm going to drop that and get Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linens, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. Now this Daniel seeing another vision. You understand? In this vision that he's seeing this time, this is Christ. You understand? He's seeing a man clothed in linen, and Christ got a gold war belt on, like how you see brothers wear at these Passovers. By the way, which is coming up April 20th in Durham, North Carolina, hosted by the Commanding General Yohana. You understand? And you're going to see everybody in glorious garments, sisters with the beautiful dresses and hair wraps. You understand? Everybody in order. Make sure you book your tickets, pay your tithes, and pay your Passover fee. All right. And it says, I'm going to read that again. Daniel 10:5. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl. You understand that? That word beryl means green. Christ got a green garment on. You know why Christ got a green garment on? Because he coming back to destroy shit. Excuse my French. You understand? You ever heard the expression that it's a green light on niggas? Yeah. Well, Christ coming back with a green garment on because it's a green light on these heathens. You understand? And that's how you know this Bible is about black people. You understand? When it say it's a green light on you, I mean, nigga, it's go time. You feel me? It's time to get busy. You know what I'm saying? It's time to handle that business. And that's what Christ is bringing back. You understand? Handling the Lord's business when he come to destroy these heathens. And the rest of you Israelites that want to be married unto these heathens physically and spiritually, right? And his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. I thought color wasn't in the Bible, Christians. Christ was a spirit, man. It say this nigga arms and his feet, and I'm saying nigga on purpose, Salakia. His arms and his feet was like in color as to polished brass. You understand? Brass is a derivative of brown. You understand? Christ was a dark-skinned brother. You understand? And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. He was a black man, and he sounded like a black man when he talked, just like how I sound, just like you hear your grandpa sound when he mad that somebody is not obeying the order that he gave him. Black men talk real loud and stern. You understand? That's exactly how Christ talked. You understand? I'm gonna drop that. Let's get Revelations 1:1, which is a direct precept to Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. The book of Revelations chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified by his angel unto his servant John. You understand? The revelation of Jesus Christ, meaning to reveal Jesus Christ. This is going to give a description of who Christ was and what he looked like. I'm going to jump down to verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, talking about Christ, clothed with the garment down to the foot and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. The same description that you read in Daniel. Christians tell you, oh, the Old Testament is not the same as the New Testament. It absolutely is the same thing. Because I just read to you in the book of Daniel, the description of Christ, and John the Revelator is giving you the same description that Daniel gave you, right? A black man, you understand? Well, so like I don't want to jump the gun. A man with a garment down to his foot with a golden war belt on. That's what that golden girdle is. It's a war belt, right? His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. When they said it was white like wool, this ain't saying that his hair was it was as white wool. That's not what it's talking about. It's saying it's white in color, but like wool in texture. Because like we all know, wool ain't just one color. You got brown wool, you got black wool, you got white wool. But his hair is white in color, woolly in texture. All right. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Now, if you know anything about black men, you understand Christ drunk a lot of wine. You understand? Of course, in moderation. He wasn't no damn drunkard or somebody that was a damn wino. You understand? So, like, if I may, sir, do the scriptures say what tribe Daniel was from? I believe Daniel was from the tribe of Judah. So, as a matter of fact, let me get it for you right now. I'm gonna come back to that scripture because that's a good question, sis. And I'm like 90% sure that Daniel was from the tribe of Judah, but I'm gonna get it for you right now, sis. At the water for the feedback too, sis. I appreciate it. You stay rocking out with us. Okay. Yeah. The book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 6. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So yeah, Khan says he was from the tribe of Judah. The precept is Daniel chapter 1 and verse 6. I am the bar, says Most High in Christ. Any other questions, sis, you got? Go ahead and put it in the chat. So we going back to Revelations 1, and I believe I was in the middle of 13 and 14. Salakia. I'm gonna just read it from the top. Book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. You understand? When you read the book of Daniel, Daniel gave this same exact description of Christ. A dark-skinned brother that had a long garment down to the foot with a golden girdle on, you understand, that had woolly textured hair, you understand, that spoke loud and boisterous, all right? So those are just a couple color scriptures to, prove emphatically that Christ, you understand, and the Lord are black men, all right? Now let's get into some of this good old black culture in these scriptures, you understand? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 1 and verse 1. You understand? Let me show y'all fried chicken in the Bible. Fried chicken is in the scriptures. Popeyes, KFC, crispy, crunchy chicken, all of these places that these heathens, you understand, make money off of our culture, you understand, well, it actually originates in the scriptures. Fried chicken was not invented during slavery. That's a common misconception. You understand? We've been doing this since Moses brought us out of Egypt and we was in the wilderness. As a matter of fact, niggas ate chicken and biscuits for 40 years in the wilderness. You understand? To the point to where we got tired of it. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 1 and verse 1. And Yahweh called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, speak unto the children of Israel. So this is Moses, you understand, getting the order from the Most High God to speak to the children of Israel. You understand? And say unto them, if any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock. You understand? So this is talking about our offerings that we gave unto the Lord. And it was of the cattle, which would be a cow, sheep, bull, goat, etc. Of course, any clean animal. And you can read about these animals in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, right? But the herd, you understand, the cattle, these, are land animals, and of the flock. You understand? Flock are birds. You understand? Once again, you can read about what birds are clean to the children of Israel in Leviticus, the 11th chapter. All right. I'm going to jump down to verse 14. And if the burnt sacrifice for his offering to Yahweh be of fowls, that's another word for bird, you understand? Then he shall bring his offering of turtle doves or of young pigeons. You understand? A turtle dove or a young pigeon is the equivalent of a chicken today. You understand? Or a quail. You understand? Or a Cornish hen. You understand? These is the same family as a chicken. All right. Salakia. I'm gonna skip to I'm gonna skip to Leviticus, the 2nd chapter and the 5th verse. All right. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 2 and verse 5. And if thy oblation be a meat offering baken in a pan, it shall be a fine flour, unleavened, mingled with oil. You understand? Now, this is a recipe, that Moses is explaining. You understand? We'll read that again. And if thy oblation be a meat offering baken in a pan, it shall be a fine flour, unleavened, mingled with oil. You understand? So this is talking about breading some chicken. You understand? This is talking about putting fine flour on this bird. You understand? And mingling it with oil, dropping it in the grease. You understand? Reading on. Verse 6, thou shalt part it in pieces and pour oil thereon. It is a meat offering. And you should part it in pieces. This is talking about butchery. This is a leg, a thigh, a drumstick, a breast. You understand? Dark meat, white meat, however you want to call it. You understand? But this is a recipe about giving an offering unto the Lord of a fowl. You understand? Or a bird. You understand? A small bird, right? Verse 7, it get deeper, right? And if thy oblation be a meat offering baken in a frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. That sounds like fried chicken to me. And it literally names the frying pan, right? Verse 8, and thou shalt bring the meat offering that is made of these things unto Yahweh. And when it is presented unto the priest, he shall bring it unto the altar. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 13. And every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt. This is a black man talking. You understand? You hear how black people complain about our white counterparts not putting no goddamn seasoning on the food. Well, the Lord want his food seasoned. You understand? I'm going to read that again. And every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt. Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of thy covenant, of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. Man, look, the Lord said you should not suffer that salt to be lacking from that meat offering, meaning he wants that meat seasoned well. You understand? This sounds like a black man to me. And it says, with all thine offerings, thou shalt offer salt. You understand? Season everything that you bring into this temple to feed my priests. You understand? Because that's what the offering was about. You understand? A brother or a sister will bring an offering. You understand? Because if you know the history of the Levitical priesthood, they were not allowed to own land. You understand? Or do certain. They wasn't allowed to do work outside of the temple in order for them to be on call 24/7 to actually settle disputes and guide the children of Israel in the right way in serving the Lord. You understand? We get Psalms 105 and 40. The book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 40. The people asked, and he brought quails and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. You understand? The book of Psalms was written by King David. You understand? And King David, right? Hey, absolutely, sis. Absolutely. And it definitely was given, you understand, to the children of Israel from the Lord. You understand? I'm going to read Psalms 105 and verse 40 again. The people asked, and he brought quails and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. You understand? Kai, sis, yeah. So was the manna the bread / biscuits? Absolutely, sis. You understand? It was the bread of heaven. You understand? And of course, You okay? Just think about it like this, right? Of course, we didn't always have to eat unleavened bread. So with the manna that the Lord gave us from heaven, of course, I'm. It's safe to say that brothers and sisters that actually cooked this manna from heaven, you understand, actually put leaven in it and made it a biscuit. You understand? But if you don't put leaven in it, it's the same thing as a tortilla. You understand? And that's how you know Mexicans is Israelites. You understand? These niggas eat unleavened bread all the damn time. You understand? Because that's our culture. You understand? That's our custom. That's in our DNA as a people. Psalms 105 and verse 40, once again, the people asked, and he brought quails and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. That's niggas eating chicken and biscuits for 40 years in the wilderness. You understand? But I'm gonna drop that. Let me see what I want now. Let's get into how Israelite men adorn themselves or decorated themselves. You understand? The book Song of Solomon, chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Christ said he was black and comely, or black and beautiful. You understand? They got hair care products for sisters called Dark and Lovely. You understand? That's exactly what Christ was saying about it. I mean, not Christ, excuse me. Solomon was saying about himself. You understand? He was sitting up there gaming sisters up. If you know the history of the Song of Solomon, you understand the book, the Song of Solomon. This is basically a love song between King Solomon and his many wives. You understand? And he was telling sisters, man, look, I'm black and comely, or I'm dark and handsome. You understand? Which it was a Italian dude named Fabio. You understand? Who they likened to being dark and handsome. You understand? Now, of course, you know we live in Rome. You understand? I damn near could bet my last dollar that the original Fabio was actually a black man. You understand? From the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You understand? But Song of Solomon 1 and 5 again. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. You understand? Solomon said he's black and beautiful, right? Drop down to verse 10. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. Now, this is the sisters talking about Solomon, you understand? They say his cheeks are comely with rows of jewels. What's in between your cheeks? Your teeth. Solomon had diamonds and gold in his mouth. You understand? And he had a whole lot of chains on. This is the culture of so-called Judite men. You understand? You see, like in Oakland, California, of course, us having a lot of roots from the South, you understand? A lot of brothers, you're gonna see OGs up here that's in their 50s and 60s with gold teeth and diamonds in their mouth. Just like you see brothers down south, it's prominent in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? Texas, Atlanta, Florida. You understand? It's the same thing up here with the Judite brothers up here in the Bay Area. You understand? I'll tell y'all a quick story, right? Because how long I've been having gold teeth? What? So I was like 14, like 14, 15, right? I remember one time I went to LA. Now, mind you, it's like 2004, 2005, right? Back then, the Southern California cats, they still was like dressing like gang members and stuff. So I was in the mall one day with one of my cousins on my mama's side, right? Because she had went to USC down there, right? So we in the mall. I'm trying to get some shoes and stuff, but I'm talking to a sister that worked at the mall. We at the Fox Hills Mall, right? Now, mind you, she probably in her 20s. I'm like 14, 15, but I got gold teeth, right? She was like, she was talking to me. She was like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Oakland." She like, "Yeah, I knew you wasn't from down here because the black dudes down here, they don't wear gold teeth." Now it's prominent now in Southern California and in the rap industry, period. And that just go to show that's really our culture, you feel me? But back then she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Oakland. She's like, oh, I could tell, you feel me? Like you dress like one of them. Like, nigga, I had a throwback jersey on, the fucking shoes to match it, you feel me? It's a whole different thing, you feel me? But that's our culture as black men to have gold chains and gold teeth on. This nigga King Solomon was the king over the children of Israel. You feel me? He definitely, you know what I'm saying? He that nigga was shining, you feel me? And then imagine this. Imagine if some heathens see you and this fucking nigga 2500 BC, 3000 BC, and this nigga got gold teeth in his mouth. And you just seeing this nigga from across the damn field or something like, bro, what the fuck? What do you got going on? You feel me? This nigga got gold teeth and gold chains and shit on, you feel me? But that's our culture, you understand? It's in these scriptures, right? I'm gonna drop that. Song of Solomon 5 and 11. This is the book of Song, Solomon chapter 5 and verse 11. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. Now, I know a lot of people gonna think that they talking about Solomon having dreadlocks. No, that nigga had braids, because the origins of having dreads is East Indian custom. That's it's like a ode to the deity Shiva. She had dreads, and that's where the custom of smoking weed come from. Because Jamaicans don't know this shit. You feel me? They think Haile Selassie was an Israelite, which that nigga wasn't. You feel me? But if you look at the history of a lot of them Ethiopians and Eritreans, a lot of them niggas mixed with East Indians. The hemp plant, hashish, cannabis, all that shit come from India. That shit, you can find like traces of it a little bit in Africa, but the origins of it, that shit came from India. You feel me? But the nigga Solomon, he had braids like Allen Iverson, gold teeth like Juvenile, you feel me? And hella chains on like Lil Boosie, you feel me? It's a black man right here, you know what I'm saying? What else I wanted? Judges 6 and 13. We're gonna get into Samson. Samson was a judge over the children of Israel before we had kings. The book of Judges, chapter 6 and verse 13. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord. Hold on, is this what I wanted? I don't think this is it. Oh, Judges 16 and 13. Salakia. The book of Judges, chapter 16 and verse 13. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. You understand? If you know the history of the story of Samson, you understand this nigga fell weak up under some heathen broad named Delilah. You understand? And I don't want to get into the history of Samson, right? But basically, you know what I'm saying? He gave in to her like how a lot of black men do today, you understand, without the proper guidance of a strong father figure in the house to actually tell you that you're not supposed to give your strength unto a woman. And your strength given to a woman is your ability to lead, your ability to be in charge, you understand? But he felt so weak up under this broad, he told her where his strength came from, and it came from his hair. You understand? The 7 locks of his hair, which was braids. Now, I don't want to go into it, but this is a book called the Pictorial Bible Dictionary, you understand? And a lot of these terms that you see in this Bible, you can find the actual definition and meaning to the word, you understand, found in the Zonderband's Pictorial Bible Dictionary, right? So Solomon, King David, niggas had braids. David, chains, gold teeth, you understand? Let's move on to the dark side of black culture a little bit. so to speak. You understand? A couple of the plagues, you understand, that plagued the children of Israel for us want to be like the rest of these nations. The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20. The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. You understand? The Lord is saying the children of Israel, our sons have fainted, meaning we became weak. You understand? And we lie at the head of all the streets. You know what the head of all the streets is? The corner. Niggas standing outside selling dope on the corner. You understand? That's what happened to the children of Israel when we fell out of our state of being princes, you understand, and being a righteous and holy people. You understand? We start hanging out on street corners. And you see it to this day in Philly, you understand, Chicago, Delaware, you understand, Oakland, parts of San Francisco, Los Angeles, you understand, Houston, Texas, New Orleans, you understand? I'm gonna read that again. Isaiah 51 and 20. Thy sons have fainted, we have became weak. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. You understand? What the Philly cats call young brothers. That's my young bull. They literally say that, and that's in the Bible. You understand? They are, and it says, as a wild bull in a net. You understand? A wild bull in a net, he is trapped. What they call the block where you getting some money at, or the house that you selling drugs out of, that's the trap. The trap is right here in the Bible. You understand? They are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of thy God. You understand? We full of the fury of Yahweh. You understand? We being judged by the Lord for not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And we mad as hell, just like the Lord is mad at us. Why you think black on black crime is prevalent in our communities? You understand? Because it's a curse for us to have the wrath of God, but not understand what we supposed to do with it righteously. You understand? Instead of us going out on the street corners and gathering our brothers and sisters together, you understand, in righteousness and teaching each other these scriptures, and instead of learning under command and general honor, our brothers are so mad with the position that we've been in this country that we kill each other. You understand? That we crash out. You understand? Isaiah 51 and 20 is talking about the block, the trapping, and talking about crashing out. You understand? Which unfortunately became a part of black culture in this empire because the Caucasian man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? They perpetuated all of these black stereotypes in these movies in the 70s that our fathers and grandfathers actually grew up watching. You understand? Taught it to their sons. Then you got the crack era being ushered in the early and mid 80s. You understand? And by the 90s, this shit is just out of whack. You understand? Because Isaiah 51 and 20, thy sons have fainted. We got weak. They lie at the head of all the streets. We started hanging out on street corners, selling dope. You understand? Getting in shootouts, pimping. You understand? Trapping, right? As a wild bull in a net, that's the trap, right? They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy power. You understand? We full of the fury of the Lord. You understand? And we being rebuked by the Lord because the Lord is punishing us for what the hell we doing in these cities. All right. Isaiah 42 and 22. The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. Unfortunately, that is the culture of black people today. And when I say black people, that's just a blanket term for all 12 tribes. You understand? Because our Latino brothers, they got the same plagues that we got. These niggas are, if so-called African Americans are number one in the prison system, You Latinos are next. You understand? Y'all number 2 on the list, and they group us together most of the time because you can't hide the fact that we got the same plagues. You understand? You can't hide the fact that we got the same goddamn culture. You understand? Isaiah 42:22 from the top. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. We've been robbed, spoiled by the oppressor. You understand? By the tricks that he has pushed on our people with the propaganda in these movies. You understand? The crafty counsel that he taken against us by putting a man against a woman. You understand? By telling sisters that they don't need their man and put that brother on child support, by giving our sisters welfare in order to get the black man out of the house to destroy the children. Yeah, we've been robbed and spoiled by these heathens. You understand? They are all of them snared in holes. We snared in holes. To be snared in holes is being in a trap. You understand? You, like, black people will pose this question all the time. How we gonna rise? How we gonna pull up ourselves by our bootstraps? Number 1, you got to find out who you are. Number 2, you got to come back to your customs, the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave to you for you to be a righteous and holy people above everybody else on planet Earth. You understand? And they are hid in prison houses. Like I said, we number 1 in the prison system. You understand? And also the neighborhoods that we live in. You understand? This scripture is a twofold scripture. Not only are we hid in prison houses, in physical jails and in prisons, but our neighborhoods are prison houses. You understand? And when they say we hid, where they hide you at? They hide you in the inner city, in the projects where nobody goes, where nobody looks to see what's going on with these people. You understand? Like when heathens come over here from different countries, they don't see the poverty that's going on with black people in our neighborhoods. They don't see we living like we in a third world country in some of these projects or in these prison houses, what the scripture called it. They don't see none of that. They see America as the land of opportunity. You understand? But then they give you all of these movies to basically put black people in an image of we violent, we evil. All we do is try to get over. We sell and do drugs. We prostitute our own sisters out. You understand? This is what they perpetuate about us, you understand? As they hide us in these prison houses, right? They are for a prey. Boy, we for a prey. You understand? The prey is the animal that's going to get devoured by the predator. And who is our predator? You other nations. You Caucasians. Off the water. Appreciate it. You Caucasians. You East Indians. You Chinese people. You understand? Y'all eat off of the carcasses of black people, spiritual and physically. You understand? And none delivereth for a spoil, and none saith restore. Nobody delivered us out of being oppressed by these heathens. You understand? And we for a spoil, and nobody's going to say restore us. Unfortunately, that's black culture in this empire that we live in. You understand? Salakia. Did y'all know drill music was in the Bible? Did you know drill music was in the Bible, guys? Drill music is absolutely in the Bible. But instead of us rapping about drilling each other in the Bible, we were singing songs about us drilling oppressors. The ops in the Bible was the other nations, the Philistines, the Edomites. You understand? The Elamites, the Moabites, the Ammonites. You understand? These same people known as Caucasians today, Amalek, the little hat people. You understand, that claim to be an Israelite when he's nothing but a convert. You understand, from the Caucasus Mountains. You understand, the East Indians, the Elamites. That's what they known that as the Bible. The Moabites and the Ammonites. You understand, the two tribes of people that all of these Asian people come from. We always been enemies to these people. You understand? Salakia. 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 6. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. Drill music is when a nigga's talking about killing his ops or unaliving his ops or sliding on the ops. Well, these sisters understood the assignment. When his brother David came back from the slaughter of these Philistines, they came out and played music because of his victory. All right. Verse 7. And the woman answered one another as they played and said, Saul have slain his thousands and David his 10,000s. These sisters are literally talking about the same stuff that Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and FBG Duck, you understand, and a slew of other young drill rappers today was talking about, you understand, in these times that we live in. The difference is, like I said, these sisters was actually singing songs about the Lord delivering these heathens into the hand of our mighty men that was actually going to war for the greater good of our nation, not against brothers in the nation. You understand? This drill music right here in the Bible. We go to the book of Exodus, chapter 15. You understand? Moses, nigga had bars, cold. You feel me? The book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing unto Yahweh, for he hath triumphed gloriously. For he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea. Man, this nigga Moses talking that shit right now. Excuse my French. They singing to the Lord and saying, nigga, the Lord and slid on these Egyptians. You understand? The Lord bent they block. The Lord spent they block. You feel me? All right. Verse 2. Yahweh is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's most high, and I will exalt him. This is the same thing as a nigga talking about his Glock with the switch or the 30. Nigga, Moses said, nigga, the Lord is my chopper. He gonna slide on y'all. He gonna get that business done about me. You feel me? Verse 3. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Moses said the Lord is a man of war. What's an instrument of war? A Glock, a AK, a SKS, you know what I'm saying? A M16, a Mini 14. What these young brothers got today? They got sticks, they got 30s, they got switches. Nigga, the Lord was the original switch to put belt to Egyptian ass. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. Pharaoh's chariots and his host have he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the sea. Look how much bars Moses got. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone. Man, this thing got bars. Moses had bars. He said, them niggas sunk to the bottom of the ocean as a stone. You feel me? If that ain't a metaphor, I don't know what the hell is. You know what I'm saying? And imagine you going to a concert today to listen to your favorite drill artist. Imagine the heathens that's listening to us pass through their cities. It's a big ass concert, and it's the same thing as one of them drill rappers and somebody that you at a party with, and they play your op song, and you like, man, turn that shit off. You feel me? That's how the heathens felt, you know what I'm saying, when we passed by their cities singing about the Lord being triumphant against these heathens in saving the children of Israel. You understand? It's drill music right here in the scriptures. You understand? Salaki, I got a couple more. I'm gonna drop that. Y'all get the picture on drill music. Now, on a sadder note, we got to go to Egypt. Exodus, the first chapter. You understand? I'm gonna start at verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. So this is talking about the history of the children of Israel actually coming into Egypt before we were slaves. You understand? Of course, Joseph, he was put in second in command over all of the Egyptians because the Lord was with him after he was sold by his brothers. You understand? And a bad famine fell into the world at that time. So people had to come into Egypt to actually get corn because the Lord actually blessed Joseph with the knowledge of how to obtain the goods that the world would need at this time of the world being in a dire situation as far as there being a great famine over the earth. So everybody had to come to Egypt in order to get what they needed to survive. Long story short, Joseph is the one that orchestrated that, the Lord being with him. So Pharaoh made him second in command over all of the Egyptians. You understand? Of course, his brothers had to come into Egypt, you understand, to actually buy food to sustain themselves due to the famine going on in the known world at that time. So they had to come down there. Eventually, Joseph, he revealed himself to them like, look, bro, I'm y'all brother. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all niggas sold me. I ain't tripping off that shit. I got it going on down here. Go get pops. We all come down here, live a merry life. I'm second in command. You niggas gonna live. Y'all gonna live in the fat of the earth. You understand? So to speak. All right. Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Now, this new king, after the children of Israel began to repopulate and thrive in Egypt, and after the generation of Joseph and them died off, this new king, he didn't know Joseph. You understand? And when it say he didn't know Joseph, of course he couldn't physically know Joseph. But what this scripture is talking about is he didn't give a damn about what Joseph did for Egypt. Joseph was a goddamn Israelite. These niggas are sheep herders. We don't get along with sheep herders, and I don't give a damn about what he did for our country. I've never met Abraham Lincoln. The nigga was alive in what, fucking 1600s. I know who he is though, but I ain't never met him. You feel me? They understood who Joseph was, but he didn't give a damn about what Joseph did for the children of it. For the children of Egypt. Verse 9. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So this new Pharaoh, he came up with a brilliant plan, you understand, to deal wisely with the children of Israel. You understand? To put certain things in position for them to have the upper hand over the children of Israel. What he's talking about and what's eventually going to happen, he's talking about being able to oppress the children of Israel and to have us in slavery. But Joseph, before Joseph died, Joseph understood the nature of these Egyptians. You understand? And this is what Joseph told the children of Israel before he passed. Right? Go to the book of Genesis 46 in chapter 31. And Joseph, Yawasap in the Hebrew, shout out the officer of 5,000 Yawasap, that's my dog, said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh, Salagia, I will go up and show Pharaoh and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me, and the men are shepherds, for their trade have been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds. and all that they have. And it shall come to pass when Pharaoh shall call you and shall say, what is your occupation? That ye shall say, thy servant's trade have been about cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Now look, Joseph was smart as hell. He understood that these Egyptians, they didn't mess with shepherds. You can read in the scriptures where they made Joseph to eat by himself because they didn't rock with this nigga, because it's like nigga, you a farm boy. Y'all niggas feed cattle, nigga. We just catch our food when we see it. Y'all niggas weird, basically. So they didn't want to mix with those type of people per se, right? But Joseph understanding that, okay, we shepherds, y'all don't mess with shepherds, but I know what type of people y'all is. If we live around y'all, then y'all eventually going to start oppressing us. You understand? That's why the scriptures say, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You understand? For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. I'm paraphrasing. These people are going to be wicked toward you. So in order to not have to succumb to being subjected by these heathens, tell these niggas we shepherds, so you don't got to live around them. Y'all can go live in Goshen, you understand? And our lives can be married, you understand? Back to Exodus, the first chapter and verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Python and Ramses, you understand? So eventually, when this new Pharaoh rose, he didn't give a damn about what Joseph did. He went to go oppress the children of Israel by dealing wisely with us, you understand? And made us his slaves. And we built treasure cities for him, you understand? It says Python and Ramses. And the treasure city is a big city that you can actually make money off of. So the same thing today. Washington, D.C. is a treasure city built by niggas. San Francisco, built by niggas. Any major city that the oppressor makes money off of, this is the same type of place that they had in Egypt, because they had slaves to actually build it up. You understand? Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. You understand? So these people was just mad. You understand that the more they afflicted us, the more we multiplied and grew. And in us being their slaves, how they paid us was with bread and beer, welfare, the same shit that they pay us in today. You understand? Or Slagi. Would NYC be considered one as well? Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. You understand? New York City is the biggest treasure city in America, right? Because what they got going on in New York City, you got the Yankees, you got the Brooklyn Nets, you got the New York Knicks. You understand what? Don't New York got 2 football teams? I believe New York is the only goddamn city that got 2 football teams. You know what I'm saying? You got the train. You said what else? Oh yeah, man, Most High in Christ. Wall Street is out there. You understand? Right? Where they make all of the money. The garment district, the fashion industry. Yeah, absolutely, sis. Nigga, New York is the biggest treasure city to the oppressor here in America. You understand? And he makes trillions. I don't know how much money they're making off of New York alone, you understand? But it's a lot. A lot of the imports that come from overseas, as far as clothes and fashion, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all of that stuff hit New York City first. You understand? So yeah, absolutely, sis. New York is the biggest treasure city. All right. Verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they were made to serve with rigor. You understand? They beat us and made us build them Egyptian pyramids. You understand? And niggas was drunk out their mind, oppressed, depressed. You understand? Having a whole lot of goddamn kids, not enough resources to actually take care of families. You understand? This is the same thing that we did back in Egypt. You understand? Slavery. Same thing that happened today. You understand? They made our lives bitter. You understand? And building these plantation houses. You understand? Growing their crops. You know what I'm saying? It's right here in the scripture. I'm gonna read Exodus 1 and 14 again. I'm gonna start at 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. You understand? They beat us. You understand? And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they were made to serve was with rigor. You understand? We built up they pyramids. We grew their crops. You understand? They made us do everything, and they beat us. Plus, they put taskmasters over us. You understand? That taskmaster today in 2024 is your foreman on your shift at work, or your manager at work. You understand? The one that be talking crazy to you, the one that tell you, yeah, you've been late 5 times this month, you're never gonna get a raise. You can't level up in this you can't level up in this company because your work is not sufficient enough. Meanwhile, you damn near got to drive 2 hours to go to this bullshit ass job. Excuse my French. You got to drive 2 hours to come back home. You understand? Just to eat your food, watch 30 minutes of TV, go to goddamn sleep, and go work for this goddamn slave master all over again tomorrow. You understand? While they pay you pennies. You understand? If you live paycheck to paycheck, you a goddamn slave. If you pay taxes, you understand, to anybody, you a goddamn slave. You understand? And taxes is not the same thing as tithes. You understand? Us paying tithes, we pay tithes to the service of the chief head priest. You understand? To actually settle our disputes and sustain these brothers that gave their life to be the ministers of the children of Israel, in order for them to be at our beck and call 24/7. You understand? So they don't have time to actually go work and till land, you understand, or have businesses. Their business is the service of the Lord. But Salakia. Verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to a Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then then she shall live. This is the abortion clinic in Egypt. Understand? Instead of they aborting the baby while instead of sucking the baby out of the womb, how they do today, they did late term abortions back then. The baby will be born healthy, you understand, kicking and screaming, looking to be breastfed by his mother. And these Egyptians gave these Hebrew midwives, because a midwife is a sister that helps you deliver, you understand? They gave these midwives an order to actually unalive our little baby boys and let the daughters live. And the reason why is because they understand to actually build a nation or to keep a nation going, you need the seed of a male. You understand? It's the same thing as them trying to rob and spoil our nation. Kill off all the males. We can have their women for spoil. And then Egypt is going to grow and Israel is going to perish. You understand? And also they understood that you are who your father is. All right. Verse 17. But the midwives feared the Most High and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children of alive. You understand? These sisters wasn't with it. You understand? Salakia. I'm gonna jump down to verse 22. So these sisters not listening to Pharaoh, but actually fearing the Lord. they didn't follow through with the order that the Pharaoh gave them. They like, nigga, you tripping, bro. We not killing our people. Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. You understand? Pharaoh took it a step further. Oh, she don't want to kill him? Y'all niggas kill him. Find a little boy and throw his ass in the river. You understand? Same thing that the oppressor did to us with feeding our babies to alligators. You understand? Evil as hell. All right. Go to the Apocrypha. Gentrification is always, so like not always, but also black culture. You understand? On the left hand side, them actually coming into our cities and taking over our cities in order for the greater good of their own people. You understand? Salakia. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? You understand? That's what happens when these heathens come into our neighborhoods and start erecting businesses in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You see the Asians, they own all of the Chinese restaurants, they own the laundromats, and they own the beauty supply stores. Arabs, they own liquor stores, you understand? As well as smoke shops. The East Indians own smoke shops as well and gas stations. You understand? It's pissing me off that they own crispy, crunchy chicken when we just went over that this is nigga culture. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor owns everything. Costco, Walmart, you understand? The oil that comes to these East Indians to be able to make this damn gas. You understand? They're all paying taxes to the Caucasian man. You understand? And we get the short end of the stick because these people gentrify our neighborhood and come into our neighborhoods and you know, get the fruit of the labor that we built up for this empire. You understand? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. The Wada Kanasis, I definitely appreciate your attendance. Excellent questions. You understand? Want to give a shout out to you, Salakia. I want to give a shout out to you, the Wada, for attending class. Y'all by Shem Shabrak, a thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shamal, a thumb by Shem Shah to the sisters. We got the Feast of Purim coming up. February 22nd. I believe that's either Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. After that, you understand? I believe the Passover is directly after that. April 20th. You understand? As well as the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Most High in Christ, sis. I'm glad I can help out. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Shalom, Israel.